Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Christy, Alonso, we are looking back at the 2010s.
What are they called?
I don't know. That's why I'm excited about the 20s, because it's the first decade since the 90s that we can all agree what it's called.
The 20s. I don't know what these are, but there were a lot of really great movies that came out over this past decade.
Absolutely.
And so I did a best of list. We did a whole list over at Ebert. We had to submit top 25 and also 10, and we each got one to write about. And I got to write about Mad Max Fury Road.
Nice.
It was a good one. So I did mine chronologically.
Okay.
Do we have to? I don't want to have to rank like. They're all amazing. Did you rank yours?
I ranked mine.
How about this? Why don't you run through yours 10 through 1, and I will do mine chronologically.
Okay.
Just go do yours first.
Okay, fine. I did as an honorable mention The Clock, which was for me like the most amazing movie-related experience I had all decade.
But it didn't come out in this decade.
It did come out in this decade, but it
Okay.
only played at museums. This is a 24-hour-long video installation where basically artist Christian Markley pulled clips from thousands of movies, and whatever time it was in real life is the time that they would be showing you in this. So like if it was 3:18 in the afternoon, he would find clips of movies where people were standing by clocks or mentioning that it was 3:18 in the dialogue or whatever. And
It's
so
incredible.
Yeah.
How long did that take him to do that?
I'm sure years with an army of editors, but it was hypnotic. I sat there, I didn't see it in one sitting, obviously, but I sat through 9 hours of it with one bathroom break.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was proud to make it through The Irishman.
I was captivated by this thing. I think the only person I know who sat through 24 hours straight, guess.
Dan Waters.
Yes. Who else?
Did he not drink anything?
I think he went to the bathroom a couple of times and he grabbed a sandwich or something, but yeah, otherwise
Incredible.
he just did it. So he's
Wow.
the Iron Man. Okay, so my number 10 was Almodovar's The Skin I Live In. Number 9 was Carol.
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
Number 8 was Locke. So yes.
Locke. I should have thought of Locke.
Even though Serenity was on my worst list for 2019, Locke is on my best of the
it's
decade.
The same
list.
writer.
Writer-director.
Oh,
Both
Stephen Knight. Stephen Knight.
Yes.
Okay.
Who also co-created Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Wow.
So really, he never has to work again.
He contains multitudes.
Indeed he does. My number 7 was Toy Story 3.
Oh, okay.
I do love a kid's movie about death. Number 6, Frances Ha.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is that peak Baumbach?
Might be.
Before Marriage Story.
Yeah, I mean, I like Baumbach. I wound up not putting any 2019 films on my best of the decade list because I haven't sat with any of them long enough.
Okay.
That's just me. Number 5 was Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
Number 4 was Uncle Boonmee, Who Can Recall His Past Lives, the Apichatpong Veerasathakun film. Gorgeous and haunting, another favorite of my husband's, but this one he talked me into and he was right. Number 3, Paddington 2.
Oh, I'm surprised it's not your number 1.
Well, it was up there. My number 3, an exquisite movie, and again, I think if it were so easy to make this kind of movie, more people would do it, and it accomplishes a lot of, as far as genuine emotion and feeling and goodwill and kindness and sweetness in a way that I think most movies either don't even try or get wrong when they do it.
The writing is there, and also the technical achievement of it is there because he's so tactile and he's so immersed perfectly within the world.
Oh yeah. I always forget that he's an effect. It's crazy. Number 2 is Boyhood.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
The Richard Linklater's masterpiece, and my number 1 was Moonlight.
Oh.
That was my favorite film of the decade. I think that is a work of genuine, God, this is going to be the most pompous thing I ever say maybe. Cinematic poetry.
It is poetry though, in that it is wispy and impressionistic, but by the end you've gotten this really clear and fulfilling sense of the story he's trying to tell. It is poetic in that way.
And it puts you into the shoes of this character in a way that is very, it's seemingly oblique, but by the end of it I think it really accumulates into something.
No, completely, because you don't realize how much is seeping into your pores as you're watching it, and then at least I'll speak for myself, by the end, I'm just sobbing. I'm where did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that until the absolute end, just how masterfully Barry Jenkins tells the story, and so subtly and so beautifully.
Absolutely.
All 3 performances feed into one another so seamlessly.
Yeah.
I don't know how you picked a best of the decade. It's so hard. It's a total apples and oranges endeavor.
Yeah, and again, like you said, ask me in 2 weeks and maybe it'll be something else entirely. But yeah, and Moonlight is on Netflix right now. If you missed it, you can catch up with it.
Yes.
So give me your chronological
Okay,
list.
so I'll go with.
Did you pick one per year or no?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I did not. There's a couple. There's like 1 year where there's nothing, and then there's one where there's two. Social Network.
Okay.
Because it is so sharp and so exciting and
relevant.
So relevant and like still so relevant and will always be so relevant and beautifully written, beautifully acted. Inside Llewyn Davis.
Oh, okay.
Is a Coen Brothers movie that stuck with me in ways I did not in any way expect the first time I saw it. The first time I saw it, I'm like, this is going to be a middle of the road Coen Brothers movie for me. And then I saw it again and was totally enraptured by it. First of all, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It is my friend Roger Deakins, right?
Did he?
No. You know what? Maybe it's not. Hold on. Now I gotta go back. No, it's Bruno Delbonnel.
Oh, there you go.
Name that cinematographer. And I love Oscar Isaac's performance in it because it does not ask us to like him.
Indeed not.
But it's hard.
Almost dares us.
Right. He's such an asshole. Except he's nice to the cat.
He is
for the most part. I love the music. I love the richness of the era.
Okay.
Stories We Tell.
Okay.
Is a movie I talk about all the time, and I find myself referencing it all the time in terms of the way in which we live our lives and experience memory and how it's so hard to discern as time passes, like, what did I actually experience? What was something that was told to me that I did, and what was something I saw in a photograph, and I have now conflated it with a thing I really, truly remember.
For years, I had a magazine cartoon on the wall, it was a guy in a movie theater like this, and it was like, Arnold realizes that a cherished childhood memory is actually a scene from an old movie.
Yeah, this is that. And I love the idea of, and this is kind of something I do a little bit with people I interview on a la carte. Like, even if it's somebody that I know, I'll say, like, how do we know each other? And we'll go back to the beginnings. And like, that's kind of cool to rediscover somebody in that way. So I reference this movie all the time. Mad Max Fury Road, total fucking masterpiece.
Absolutely.
Thrilling, visceral, original, heartbreaking.
Yes.
Just a gorgeous, gorgeous film. Badass performances. OJ Made in America.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't do docs, but absolutely, yes.
Well, Stories We Tell is also a doc. So OJ Made in America. And maybe it's cheating a little bit because it's actually like a 5-part series. We gave it our documentary award at LA Film Critics.
Actually, we gave it editing.
We gave it editing. That's right. We gave it editing. We tend to give editing to documentaries quite a bit, but it does such an excellent job of telling this specific story of a specific crime, a specific cultural event.
In so much context of, in terms of how this country deals with race and wealth and celebrity and athletics and all these other things.
And Los Angeles, it really gets Los Angeles during a tumultuous and time of flux. Anyway, OJ Made in America is great. Call Me By Your Name. Heartbreaking, beautiful. Performances are tremendous.
I did a top 10 LGBTQ films.
Okay.
It's up there.
There you go. I cry every time in that too. Phantom Thread.
Okay.
Maybe my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson at this point.
Okay.
Just gorgeously exquisite and tactile, not just the clothes, but just like the creaminess of the setting. And Daniel Day-Lewis is just withering in it.
The toast.
Everything, yes. And just, it's, speaking of memes, it's so memeable, but just a beautiful, luxurious film, like a really mature film. The Favorite. Okay. It's one of my absolute favorite films. I really, really like all of Yorgos Lanthimos' films, and I like that this feels like an evolution for him. That it's got the bite and like the weirdness and the social satire, but it's just it's
in a lush
bigger.
Period setting,
it's bigger and it's lush, and all three of those performances are just killers. And I'm glad that it earned Olivia Colman her actress not win at the Oscars.
I also love the crazy like fisheye lenses in that movie. The way it makes these rooms just seem so enormous and like vast.
Yeah, it contributes to the whole sense of being disoriented in this what should be a pristine and safe and secure setting. It's totally not. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is game-changing, groundbreaking. If you guys listened to my a la carte this past week, it was with my friend Kevin Noel, who is the senior VP of production at Sony Pictures Animation, which was behind Spider-Verse. We've seen so many superhero movies in our lives. We've seen so many animated movies in our lives. And this is one that truly changes everything you think you know about both those kinds of genres. It is thrilling no matter how old you are. I love the totally effortless diversity of it. My son loves Miles Morales now because of it. We just went to the comic book store yesterday to get the most recent Miles Morales issue. So it just does everything so right and so daringly.
As somebody who grew up and like through college and after read comics, I love how movies like Into the Spider-Verse and also like the CW shows are really kind of embracing some of the nuttier narrative choices of comics, these like alternate universes and, Crisis or whatever, like stuff that I think former Hollywood execs would think was too weird or too complicated or too convoluted for film goers. I think now you have so many people in those power positions who did read comics who are like, yeah, no, I get this. People will get this.
I will go with this.
Yeah.
And then Parasite, which we just talked about earlier in the show. And if you're watching on YouTube, we have a whole separate best of 2019. This is my top movie of 2019.
Yeah. I did not do docs. I would definitely have included OJ and also Faces, Places.
Oh, yeah. Anya.
Shirkers.
Shirkers.
Minding the Gap for sure.
Oh, yeah. Those are all. Minding the Gap was a LA Film Critics winner for best editing.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to make these lists.
and it is. It is.
It's fun, though.
Yeah. I mean, the one benefit I had, because I haven't been like a working writing film critic for the entire decade, but we started Linoleum Knife in like November of 2010. So that gave me a pretty good list to work from of what I had seen.
When did you start being a working writing film critic then, if not?
I had been at MSNBC, but they laid me off in like 2008. And then I didn't pick up at TheWrap until 2011. So there was a gap there where I was editing a site for AOL. I was doing different things and I was reviewing, we were doing What the Flick and whatever, but like I didn't actually have like a set gig where like I had to make a list every year and I had to see everything, but anyway, so it was an interesting thing to kind of go back over the decade and realize all the stuff I've looked at.
It's mind-boggling. So let us know what you have loved, please. We'd love to hear from you guys as well.
Absolutely. And like this video, won't you? And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us on the social media at BeFastAllDay on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We talk about award season. We talk about trailers. We do TV recaps, all kinds of fun things. We review older movies that you pick for us. So lots to check out there. If you've already joined our Patreon, thank you so much. We super appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.